money, entertainment. If you've never been to my channel before, on Fridays we keep it real with topics that's trending on social media or people ask me to talk about this. And it's about protests. If you realize that the protesting that's going on right now has to do with the deaths of numerous black individuals. This is not the first time that they have protests that Black Lives Matter. And the reason why they say that Black Lives Matter is because after the protest is done, nothing gets done legally, no laws get changed, and the next state, there's another life that's dead. Law enforcement officers feels that they are following the law that's put in effect, and that's it. But the reason why all the protests is going on is because there's a difference. And when there's a difference and the scale doesn't weigh the same, that's when people protest. I believe protests work. The rights of women, the rights of children, the rights of animals, the rights of people of color. But how far does it work? It takes years. It takes people constantly fighting. It takes generation after generation of protesting for laws to be changed. When years and decades occur and generations occur and the laws doesn't get changed, people get angry and they feel that they're not being heard. And when they don't feel like they're being heard, then you have another set of people who decides to destroy people's property and to loot. Now, when people say, well, why are they destroying their own community? Let me express something to you. I am from New York City. I have lived middle class and I have lived poor. When you live in poor, that's not your community. The person that you see in that store, running that store, is not your color. Half of the time, they don't even speak your language. They talk at you like they're superior than you. They most likely don't even live in the same community. They just came there, bought a cheap store, running a store in that community. That TV store, they don't care about that TV store because they can't even get credit in that TV store because they don't have a job. When you say, well, you destroy your community, understand this too. Their schools, the kids doesn't even have the school books. They can't even do sport activities. They don't know what Friday nights is because there is no sports, because there's no money in that community to build the schools or to build better housing. So to them, that's not their stuff. So they don't care if they loot it. They don't care if they burn it down. They're catching a bus. They're not riding in their cars. So when people say, well, you know what is wrong? Yes, it is wrong. But why do people do it? I can understand. And no one will ever be able to understand why people loot and destroy property where they live unless you've lived low class. Because then you would understand that to them, they don't own anything and they have nothing to lose. Now, about the protesters. It's sad when someone's there protesting and they're not committing any crime. And you have an officer and people's filming how he kicks someone to the ground. Doesn't matter what color skin they are. All because they're protesting. It's been an issue with the blue and the black for years? Yes. Does the laws need to change? Yes. Because as long as police officers feel that they are bound by a law and they're going to be protected by a law in the multiple states, they're going to keep on with this behavior of killing people, shooting them down like animals. And it's not just people, it's people of color. So, I believe protest does work. I don't like the looting, but I can understand why. Keeping it real. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me how you feel. Did you see a different light with this conversation? Me explaining why people do loot where they live? Hit me up in the comments. You know what time it is. It's Friday, and I'm tired, and I'm out. Peace.